guys, so I wasn't gonna do this video with this makeup on because, you know, I'm just gonna get it over with. Like, I fucking hate my face right now. Like, it is not the business. I don't think it's cute at all. Like, my oily ass eyelids fucked everything up for me, you know. Let's just skadoodle over my face and let's get into what I've been meaning to talk about for like weeks and weeks on weeks now. So honestly, I don't know where exactly to start. It all started on a beautiful, simple, maybe it wasn't a Wednesday, but I like to say it was a Wednesday. I don't know why we needed $10, but I just know we needed $10. Like, I don't know if it was for me, for my lashes or anything, because I know I had clients coming up that weekend. I wanted to pick a lot of in bulk because, like I said before, I go to Swami for my lashes, so you get deals up in there. So I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna buy in bulk and buy some for myself and buy some for them and stuff like that. So I think it was for my eyelashes, actually. I don't know. I really don't know, but whatever. We were $10 less and we needed $10. So what's a quick way to make $10? Sell a gram. So it's pretty dry in Cali because everyone has a rec here, as you should if you're smoking, whatever. We started looking for people to sell a gram to, and clearly I don't know anyone because, like I mentioned before, like I'm not the type of smoker to like smoke and be like, hey, you know, what's up, session it, 420 green, you know, the nails and everything. That's not the type of bitch I am. I'm not saying anything, like, personally, yes, you do you, live your life, but that's not me. Manuel's like that. So he has a bunch of friends to set shit with, like they match all the time, shit like that. So clearly I was like, boy, why are you asking me? Like, and he was just like, I just don't have anyone, like I can't think of anyone, everyone's already gotten their rec. And we finally find a person, which I'm gonna name Monkey because a monkey shit him out basically. So this guy, we've known him since middle school, high school, and by we I mean him because I've just seen him around. Like, I just know about him because he was that one type of kid who always got in trouble in school, always was talking shit, always personally was a fucking wannabe, a lowlife, like never could do anything for himself academically, and to my knowledge dropped out of high school because I tried looking for his senior picture and he wasn't there. So I don't know what happened with that. I didn't associate with people like that, you know. I've told you guys various times, like I was super boring in high school and middle school, especially middle school. Like I was a straight A student, like I was doing my own shit. High school not so much, but in high school, like literally my goal, fuck it, I have to wake up, go to school, go into my class. What time do we get out? Okay, do my work. Now wait, get out, go to my other class, be the first one to get there, sit in, start doing my work again. What time do we get out? Waits, counts. Oh, we out? Boom, other class. Like, that's how I lived my life in high school. Got in, got out, got in, got out. And Emmanuel, different person. Like, he'll talk to anyone, I mean everyone, as long as you talk to him and you're nice to him. So that's how he works. I'm not saying I'm not like that, but people wouldn't approach me, period. So what I'm trying to say is, like, we've always had our friends separated. I don't talk to anyone who's his friend. I think I only talked to 3 people that have been his friend ever in my life, and we've been dating since 6th grade for the reasons that they're just not the type of people that I would ever want to be associated with or now want him to be associated with. He hadn't talked to those people because, like I said, he's separated from those people. Like, those things are like past life shit, you feel me? So when he hit him up, he was just like, okay, like I know him and we never ended in bad terms, like he's cool, whatever. I've actually smoked out with him a couple times and I was like, okay, cool, you know, do your thing. And yeah, whatever. We showed him the bud, which by the way was so trash, which is probably why I got bad juju. Like, when this happened to me, I was like, why did this happen to me, Jesus? Like, why me? Mind your own business, me. You know, boring life, me. And now, like, I'm just like, yeah, because I try to skim someone out. Maybe, probably, I don't know. We were trying to sell him the little bunk ass bud that we have, and he's just like not feeling it. He's like, can you send me a video? Can you send me a picture? Emmanuel sends him that shit, and he's just like, oh, you know what? Let's add in a pre-roll. All the times that he has been first patient, like, he just keeps the pre-rolls, takes out the stems and shit, because that's basically what it is, stems. He takes it out and he puts in his own shit. So he was just like, I'm just gonna throw in a pre-roll and maybe he's gonna feel like he's getting a deal. So we were like, okay, cool. He throws that in, boom, like he said, the guy's down for it now. So he's like, okay, you know, I think we live pretty close to each other, like let's meet up at Carl's Jr. And we're like, okay, cool, because bestie, shout out to Laura, she works there and shit. So we were just like, okay, like that's the spot, no problem. We go and shit, and we get in the car, I park it. The Carl's parking works like this. This is Carl's, so I was parked on this side and they were parked on the other side, which was just a coincidence. Like I said, I don't associate with his friends, so I stayed in the car and I was like, okay, I'll wait for you here. And he was like, cool. You know, me Snapchatting, listening to music, like yeah, cool. And next thing I know, I hear, I know where you live, bitch. And I was just like, what? So, you know, I didn't think anything of it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's a bunch of homeless people here. Like everywhere you go, there's homeless people, like everywhere. So you just learn to like whatever. And especially because right where we were at the intersection, there's this homeless guy who's super crazy, like crazy. He will go up to your car, yell at you, wave a broomstick in your face. Like you feel the anger that he has in his soul. Like I'm telling you, like I'm terrified of him. I'm being dead serious, like jokes aside, I'm terrified of him. And actually the other day the cops were around there and they saw him doing that shit and they didn't give a fuck, whatever. So I thought it was him, but I looked around and I didn't see him. I was looking for him and it wasn't him. So I look at my rearview mirror and I see Manu coming and he looks pissed as hell, but he has big ass eyebrows, so that's just how he usually looks. So I was like, whatever. He comes into a car and I'm like, okay, are we gonna go to a mall? Are we gonna go to Target? Like where are we gonna go? And he was like, nah, like we don't have this $10. And I was like, huh,
what? Like
didn't you just? And he was like, I got finessed, like I got fucking finessed, they fucking took it from me. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like they just left with it? He was like, they just left with it, like
go after them, go follow them.
I was like, and in that moment, bitch, you know, I'm not that type of person. Like I said, I've done me my whole life. I've never been in that situation. I've never chased someone in my car, especially being the fact that I just got my license, like, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, I guess. Girl, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I just didn't think about it. And I skirt out of there, pulled that reverse, and we went into the intersection. And there's all these people, and I getting close to the car, and we were like begging him, please move, like get out of the way.
Move, bitch, like get out of the way.
And he was just like not moving, and we were just like, really? And I just getting closer and closer to him, and he finally realized that we were actually being serious and urgent. So his ass moves, and we're just like, yeah, thank you, God bless, you know, And we get out of there, and he's just like, okay, they turned left, and I saw them turn left. So in that moment, this is when shit gets real. Like we went from 25 to 70, bitch, and I'm not even playing you. Like this is why telling stories suck, because like you will never feel or like be able to describe how things went down exactly. Like when I'm telling you, like it went fast as fuck. Like I was literally 2 seconds away from hitting them, but they turned into this one street where there's like a bunch of junkyards. So it's one lane going down this way and another lane coming down over here. So it's like a 2-lane street, I guess. I saw them like right on this lane going down. They were approaching a red light, right? So I saw that no one was coming this way because obviously it was a red light, so no one was coming. So, and I saw no cars turning this way, so I took my opportunity. Like I said, it happens like this. I didn't even think about it. And I just went into the other lane and I pulled up right next to him, and the man is just like,
what's up, bitch?
He pulls down the window and he gets out of it and he's like, what's up, bitch? Like, what's up? Like, you thought you were just gonna skimp me out? When I tell you that they were shook, I have never been shook. Like, I don't think my face would even look like that if I met Rihanna. Like, I seriously, they were just like, oh my God, like they just shit themselves. You know, when I tell it to my friends, like, we are fucking laughing at them because we're like, wow, these stupid ass dudes. But like in this moment, now that I'm like talking about it and I'm like remembering how mad I was, I'm just like, ugh. Like I said, things happen so quick. So as he said that and whatever, I saw their faces, that's when I noticed that it was 3 guys in the car and not just one. Like I thought this whole time that we were just meeting monkey face, whatever. They reversed it and they go into the little streets. So there's like a huge block with a bunch of houses, and it's like a bunch of stop signs and speed bumps and stuff like that. We start chasing them, like we're going 60, like we're jumping on the speed bumps. Emmanuel is outside of my car, his ass is on the window thing and his body is hanging up on the the top part of my car, and he's literally hands like this, like talking shit, telling me right, left, go, left, go, left, go. And I'm just like going at like 60, dude, seriously almost hitting cars, people, homes, like, and we were just right there next to them. Oh my gosh. And I'm about to lose them because they speed up into this one street. So this one street curves this way and it goes straight out to another street, right? All the way straight out. But there's like a little dome right there where you can get into the freeway bridge, because right where we live, there's like the freeway entrances both north and south. Right there is like a little dome space where it's like a dead end. I assume that they were trying to go all the way down into that one street so they can just make a left, whatever, and go into the freeway. While this street goes this way, there's another one that also goes straight down. So what I thought I could do is I could just speed up enough that while they're still over here, I turn and I meet up with them and honestly crash into them. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, basically it almost happens where I crash into them. They just move a little quicker than I expected. So right when they do this, I turn this way and they stop. And we stop, and Emmanuel grabs it and fucking flings the blade at them, and it doesn't hit him, but it cracks his like windshield. So we're just like, fuck, like, you know, in that second I was just like that's literally what it felt like. It just felt like slow motion. They were shook, we were shook, and just like that, boom, they started leaving again. And my mind couldn't even process that. I hit reverse just so when they were leaving, I can align myself into a perfect position so I can just ram them. When I hit reverse, I hit a fucking wheel of this old abandoned ass car, and this guy was right there just watching everything, not doing shit. He was literally like backed up in his car seat and his feet up in the dashboard. He was on his phone. He was just like, I was like, oh my god. And he just saw me hit the car. So at this point, like, my dumbass puts it on neutral and I'm like trying to press the gas and they're already gone, and I hit drive and Iman like screaming at me like,
what the fuck are you doing? Like, let's go.
And I'm just like, I finally get my shit together and I'm following after them, and they just hit a turn where I couldn't see if they went into the freeway or they went straight down the street. So we went into the freeway anyways, because in my mind I was just like, okay, like obviously they're still gonna be speeding up, so we're gonna see that one car trying to dodge everything to get first, like while we're getting into the freeway. So we go do that. We didn't see shit at all. We didn't even see a white car at all. So we just got off into this other closed street, and basically we went back home, and I was just like, okay, we need to talk about this. Like, we need to talk about what exactly happened, what we're gonna do. You know, Emmanuel was just like, fuck them, fuck them up, you know, that was his mentality. And I was just kind of like, let me get my shit together and let's think about shit. But he wasn't like that. So I finally got him to calm down an inch, and I told him, tell me what happened. So what he tells me is that he got out of my car, whatever, he goes up to them and they're like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, what's up? And that he sees Monkey Face, let's call him X, because at that point we didn't know who he was, what his name was, or anything. And that in the backseat was Dumbo Ears, which is a person that I actually know. Like, I actually know. He was really good friends with my best friend. Well, that person was my best friend. He was like a brother to me. So whoever he was associated with, like, I actually knew them very well. Like, we would hang out with them and stuff, and like he always took me to where they were at, and they were like skating all the time. So yeah, like I knew him and we've talked multiple times, and he's actually tried to fuck around with a bitch that I know. I just actually knew him. Like, Monkey Face was like, oh, I see you from afar and I know what you're about, but Dumbo Ears, like, bitch, I know you and you know me. When he told me who was in the car, like, I was just like, boom, like, don't worry, like, we're gonna figure out these people. And that's where they fucked up. Like, why would you steal from someone that you know? You know, like, that's what this is about. Like, the whole time when I was saying, man, I was like, it's just a grand, dude, it's just $10. We don't have the $10. Okay, that's fine. Like, this is not worth it. But he just kept digging it in me that, like, no, these people are just like, how can someone do that to him? Like, it was his actual friend, like someone he actually hung out with, smoked out with, been places with him and shit like that. So anyways, he told me that he greets them, whatever, they're like, what's up, fool? Yeah, whatever. And that they're like, oh, can we see this shit? And he's just like, yeah, here it is, like, check it out. And then they start checking it out or whatever, and he told me that he, like, obviously he wasn't like, the car is on. But now after that everything happened, he was like, the car was on, and I didn't really give a fuck at that point. But yeah, like, I gave them the stuff and he's checking it out. He tells me like, oh, it's $10, right? And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And that the driver X, he was just like, skirt, and he reverses and gets the fuck out. And I was just like, why didn't you run to me? Like, why didn't you run to the car? And he was just like, I was just so shocked that they really try to boot gang me, and like they actually pulled that shit. So as much as I wanted to just be like, let's let it die down, like, I saw that he wasn't gonna let it die down. And I know that he knows people who, you know, would handle the situation way differently. So I was just like, okay, if I put myself in this situation, it could be less than what it could actually be. I'm like talking to him, and instantly, like, that's what it hits me. I'm just like, this happened at Carl's. Laura works at Carl's. Like, let's just call Carl's and get the footage and like get his license plate, figure out where he lives, and like let's just go up to him like, bro, like just give us the money. Like, you thought you were gonna do this shit, now you're caught up, like what's up? And we call Laura, whatever, and we're like, hey Laura, you know, get us the info, what's up, like can you do this and that. Like, obviously I was talking to her like, Laura, what the fuck, like this happened. And she was like, girl, I'm sorry, but I just can't get you that. Like, that's just not gonna happen. Like, Carl's just record shit, but it's not really in the system. Like, they don't even give that footage to cops. And we were just like, oh my god, like fuck. We told her what we were planning to do, like go find them and shit and stuff like that, and she was like, pick me up like ASAP, like I'ma help. So like I said, since we knew them, I was like, okay, go back to the IG that he was talking to you with. Everything was deleted, he was blocked, he couldn't even search it up. So here we are trying to remember what his IG name was, whatever. We remember, I started looking him up. He's on private, of course, like any pussy out there. Like, I'm just trying to see like who follows him. No one that I know follows him, because you know, like if someone follows you and follows them, like it comes up. And the only name that came up was Emmanuel's IG name. So I was like, fuck, we have like no leads. And Dumbo Ears, like I didn't have his IG because I wasn't friends with that one guy that was my best friend anymore. Like, once we weren't best friends, we were just like, I deleted, cut everything, like everything I knew. Like, we had nothing, and obviously we didn't know who the fuck X was. Like, I could barely remember what he even looked like. So at this moment, we're just lost. We're lost and we're pissed, and we're just like, there's no way it's gonna end like this. We go scoop up Laura, and we're just like, okay, like we need to figure shit out. And I was just like, Emmanuel, you just have to remember someone who knows him, someone you hung out with that was with you guys during those times that you guys were small. Boom, he remembers someone. He hits them up and he tells them what went down. Duh, obviously that little dumbass monkey face. If he's doing this to someone who was his friend, I'm pretty sure he's done a bunch of other fucked up shit to other people. So this guy quickly told us, he was like, I don't have the Addy for you right now, but I can just tell you that he lives right by Food for Less. And we were just like, we ran with that. We were just like, it don't matter if we run down the block 3,000 times, like we're gonna find out where he is. Our deal with Emmanuel was that we were just gonna find him, confront him, tell him to give us the money, and he didn't want to, then he was allowed to sock him in the face. Like, that was me pushing it. Like, I was like, you can sock him in the face, but that's it. Then you run into the car and then we get out of there. And he was just like, oh, you know, guy shit. But I was just like, no, because like I said, you don't know who's around them and stuff like that. And I told him, like, if someone tries to hit you, like, I'm gonna go in, like, I don't care. And obviously I knew that was gonna freak him out, and it did, because he was like, nah, there's no way, like there's no way I'm gonna let you get out of the car, like you're gonna distract me. So we were both trying to like play with each other, so I can be like, okay, don't get out, and he was trying to get me to not get out. But whatever, we agreed on the fact that he can sock him in the face and kick him. We go to Food for Less and we're like looking, we're trying to find the car. And like I said, this is a moment where I noticed that everyone in my goddamn city has a Toyota Camry, Corolla, whatever. And I mean, even my mom has one now, so it just adds up the numbers. And all I remember was a 7 on their license plate. And girl, I don't know how many Toyota Corolla Camrys have a 7 on it, but if you take a look, it's pretty insane. Like, especially living in my area. Like, but Emmanuel kept talking about a scratch that they had in their car, like a certain scratch that he could tell it was the car. We were like looking for that. Out of nowhere, we're going down this one street a little farther off of Food for Less. Out of nowhere, he's just like, turn left, like I'm telling you, turn left right here. And I was like, are you sure? Because we were talking about it. We were just like, would he live in an apartment building or house? Because he's pretty broke, so if he can't even afford a $10 gram, I'm pretty sure his parents wouldn't be able to afford to live in a house. So then where we were at was a bunch of houses, so I was like, and I turn, and I'm turning this way, right? So the street's like this, so I'm turning this way, and I see this car parked in this red line right there. You know, clearly we're not supposed to park. And Emmanuel was like, it's them. And I was like, are you sure? Because if he was sure, what I wanted to do was I just literally wanted to ram into them, like I said before. So we were just like not sure. We were just like, we don't know. And their lights were on and our lights were on, so right when we could see each other, they noticed and they did the dip on us again, babe, again. And I literally had to donut that shit. I literally donated that shit, and I ran after them. And at this point, like, shit was getting pretty crazy because we were on a packed ass street right now, and like we were just going at it. Like, I ran a red light, boo. Like, I don't even know how the fuck I didn't crash. Like, that's baby Jesus right there protecting my ass, because dead ass, when I tell you that shit was like out of this world, like that shit was out of this world, bro. Like, I wish I could have recorded it. I don't know why my dumb ass didn't tell Laura to record that shit, but like, I will always regret not ramming into them, like not giving a fuck and just ramming into them. Like, I should have listened to him, and I should have like been like, fuck, you know. But at this point, what I could see was 4 fat ass heads in the car, so obviously they had added a person into there, and they were smoking whatever we gave them. So we were driving, and you know, there's a bunch of cars at this point, so it was really fucking hard. And I have a huge ass car. Like, it's like, you know, my mom likes to joke around, call it an airplane, because it's really wide and boxy, and they had a Toyota Corolla, which is like, you know, really tiny ass car. Like, it moves whenever you want to move it. So they were like speeding up, and we were trying to catch up, and we just got near Coles, which is like there's a high school right next there, my high school, and there's like a bunch of other cars and shit. So at that point, we lost them again. Like, they went into the street, we tried to go in there, and we couldn't. Like, I was driving off with my lights off, because I was like, if I catch them, I want to catch them off guard. Long story short, we spent hours looking for them, and we couldn't find them. We went back to the house 8 times that they were at, more than 8 times, I'd like to say, like, and we couldn't find them there. You know, we were trying to analyze it, like, could that be his house? Should we go in? You know, we actually like try to look in through the gate, try to see if the car was parked or something. Like, we tried going streets around it. We kept going into Food for Less parking lot. We kept going back to Kohl's, seeing if they were around there. Nothing at all. So at this point, you know, I'm thinking, and I'm like, at this point, they have to know that we're not giving up, and they have to know that we're looking for them. And I knew that to them, they were gonna be scared that we found them without them talking to us at all, or according to them, you know, knowing where they were. So I was like, we have to use this to advantage their fear. But I also started getting scared, because I was just like, okay, like, this is the time for them to go do whatever they want to do, or get whoever they want to get, or get the things that they want to get. So I was like, Laura and I are not really that intimidating, can do anything for you. So at this point, you should probably call your friends. And girl, I know, you know, wow, but I just had to. Like, I was just like, fuck it. So super quick, he started hitting up all his friends, and of course they're down for it. So I go all the way and I pick them up, and it's like just 2 of them, which honestly is all that we pretty much needed. Again, we just started rolling around with my lights off, looking for them. Deadass, we almost like fucked up 2 people that day, just because like we literally thought it was them. We didn't find them, and we came back home like 1 a.m. Like we were literally looking for them everywhere. And I go to drop off his friends, and we go back to Laura's house, and I'm just like, okay, like, brainstorm time. And Iman is starting to get like this pissed off, where he's just really quiet and like he doesn't want to talk. So I'm just like, perfect, because now I get to think how I want to think. Laura at this point, she's like, doesn't even know who we're talking about. She's like, I literally don't know who you're talking about. I was like, trust me, when I show you, you're gonna know who I'm talking about. So we pull out all the yearbooks from middle school all the way to high school, and we're just like flipping through the pages, and we find them, and she's just like, girl, they stole from you, these little punks. No fucking wonder Emmanuel's on his shit. And I was like, girl, you're not helping, bro. You know, at this point, honestly, I was trying to convince Emmanuel just to drop it, because I was just like, there's no point. Like, we already scared them. That's enough for me. Like, X probably learned his lesson. It's cool. And Laura was like, honestly, I don't think that they learned their lesson.
Like, Laura, no, shut the fuck up. Like, goddamn.
And, you know, she was just like, let's fucking find them. Like, fuck that. I was like, Laura, you know, we gotta keep it cute. You're trying to go chola on me, like, all of a sudden. She was just like, fuck it. So we just started Facebooking them. She was like, while we were in the car, I was like Facebooking people, and I actually saw Dumbo ears. I was like, lit. So we go into his Facebook, and this is where magic happens. Emmanuel was like talking shit. He was like, so what you have? He was like, so what, you have his Facebook, now what? And I was like, are you dumb? I started looking at the friends list, and that's basically a portal into who I can ask. I just needed someone that was close enough to me where I could trust them to tell me. So we just started jotting down names, like, okay, this person, and me and Laura started going back and forth. Like, here's the thing about being the quiet bitch. No one really has anything to say about you because they don't know anything about you. Being quiet, you get to hear a bunch of bullshit because people are just literally talk right in front of you because they just assume that you have no one to tell it to, when in reality, like, we all have friends. And especially in senior year where I was doing makeup, a lot of the people wouldn't talk to me in person. person. Yet on Snapchat we would literally talk and like, you know, kiki and do all that stuff. And like when I found out all those names, a bunch of those people, like even though we didn't speak in person, we spoke a lot like on the internet and social media. So immediately like we found out this one guy and his girlfriend and whatever. So I started hitting her up and I was like, okay, do you know where this guy lives and blah blah blah. She was like, no, he's only hung out into his old house and I don't think that's a house anymore, whatever. And we were just like hitting up people, and thankfully none of them were snakes. And if you watch this, shout out to you, thank you boo, like whatever you need, whatever you know. Finally, after so long, people up, and as we're hitting people up, we get this text and it's this guy's like address and everything and all the information we would want and need. Like this person went out to the guy's house and took pictures for us and texted us them and everything. So we were just like, this is the thing about people, like don't ever do people wrong, yo, because honestly, like on the real note, like this makes me kind of scared because I'm like, it's crazy how like you may not know someone and all of a sudden they can have all the information. Like we had phone numbers, we had IG names, all of a sudden like we had the apartment number, the apartment complex, streets, everything. So we went from lost to informed as fuck. And what I told Emmanuel was like, Dumbo Ears is the weakest link. Like I know him and I know for a fact he's not about anything. I know for a fact he's some pussy dude shit. So I was like, I'm not worried about him. Like, let's go after him. Like, as long as we get him scared, we have like a pond to get more information. Like, so what's the scariest thing that could ever happen to you when you do something wrong? Boom, someone hit you up with your own address. And that's exactly what we did. We waited a couple minutes, he saw it, and girl, he was shook. Immediately, he started being like, nah dude, like we were gonna pay you back. Nah fool, like what? No, don't worry, like I'm talking to the homie right now and he says he's gonna pay you. He says to hit him up. Me and Manny was just like, nah dude, like we're gonna go to your house right now, like what's up, like we know where you live now, like what do you have to say about it? You know, just trying to punk on him, trying to get him really scared so he can give us information. And we were just like repeating, like, we found you once without you even contacting us, like we can find y'all again, where you at, everything. And he was just like, nah, like chill, like I told you we're gonna pay you, like the homie says to hit him up. I told Emmanuel to tell him we're gonna hit him up when he's the one doing us dirty. Like why are you talking through your friend, dude? So that's when I started being like, maybe he's not as bad as he paints himself to be, because like you're the one that blocked us. Like so that's what Emmanuel told me. He was like, tell him to unblock me, then hit me up himself. Like what the fuck? So the guy, monkey face, he starts hitting us up and shit, and he's just like, oh dude, like I'm gonna pay you back and whatever. Like, oh, I don't know what happened, it's cause X, like he was on some shit and like I don't even remember what happened. All I know is I was about to pay you and he tried to be funny. And I was like, do you think like we're dumb? I was just like, Emmanuel, if he actually was gonna pay you back, why didn't he start hitting you up through the whole car chase? Why didn't he stop and be like, oh no, like I'm sorry, this is not me, this is him? All fake, all fake. No ma'am, no ma'am. Like no way. So they're telling us a bunch of bullshit and stuff like that, and like basically a bunch of lies. Like I could probably shoot the combos, but I just don't want to, just because it's like dumb as fuck and it's just like a bunch of lies and stupidity. But here's the thing, so like Emmanuel kept trying to just fuck up Dumbo Ears, and I was like, you can't fuck him up because this all didn't happen because of him. And honestly, I felt a little soft spot for him because I was just like, dude, this dude is clearly scared. Like he clearly just doesn't want to be involved with it, so there's no point into like harassing him and shit when he. So my whole goal was just to convince him to like not. And back to our main goal, which was getting Monkey Face's like Addy all over again, because he was really the one who honestly was behind all of this. Because if it was really the driver like he said it was, then he would totally remove himself from the situation. But once we were telling him, oh okay, since you're blaming the driver, then give us his address and give us his number and his name and we'll go fix it out with him. And then all of a sudden he was just like, no, like I'll pay you, like oh no, you should be glad that we're not retaliating because you broke the windshield and shit like that. But it's just like, bro, like you're the one who did us dirty. Like why are you acting like this is a trade-off? Like you did something, now we're gonna do something. Like that's just not how it works. Like if you wouldn't have stolen the first place, none of that shit would have happened. So I'm telling you, like So whatever, we just start poking at, oh my god, we just start poking at Dumbleface, and we're telling him like, if you're gonna be off the hook if you just give us one of their addresses or their phone numbers or whatever, like we already have Monkeyface's address, but we just want to hear from you, like we want to confirm it from you, like what is it? And he just didn't want to budge. Like part of me like was like, wow, pessy, but then another part was like, clearly he's gonna know, Monkeyface is gonna know who and where that information came from, and I'm pretty sure he just wanted to wash his hands from this. So he started giving us information on X, and he started telling us things on X, like his number, like just to cut out all the dumb back and forth, like that's what it was. And the next morning, like we found another person who was hitting us up that told us that they know where Monkeyface lives. So at that point, now that we have the information, like Dumble Ears is done, like bye. We had X's information as well, so I was just like, okay, we should, you know, hit him up and try to see if we can punk him out into giving us information on Monkeyface as well, just like any other information and shit. So we call him, and honestly it was just so funny and ridiculous. Like we call him, and then it's obviously from a number he doesn't recognize him, and it's just like, hey, like, you know, what's up? Like, and the guy's like, okay, who the fuck is this? And he was just like, who the fuck do you think it is? And he was just like, Monkeyface. Obviously he said his real name, but I'm not gonna say his real name. And then he was like, no, you dumbass. And he's basically like, I'm the guy that you fucking try to steal. And he just starts going off, talking shit about how we broke his windshield and all this bullshit, and like how his mom's so mad at him, and he was just like, fuck you and your mom, like if you weren't stealing in the first place, like none of that shit would have happened. And he just starts going off on how like we're all little kids and shit, and like that, you know, if he really wants to fight, then come. And Iman is just like, okay, then send me the address, then like let's go, like send me the address. And he just wouldn't budge. Like he kept talking about his age and stuff, and Iman was like, I'm 19, like what's poppin'? And the guy basically clicks, and that's that. So at that point I was like, he clearly doesn't want to fight you. But then he started being like a little texting thug and shit. Nothing got nowhere, but we told him that Monkeyface was blaming everything on him, and we told him that Dumble Ears gave us all his information. Because what I thought was that as long as we tell him that, that's gonna cut ties between the three of them, so that way they won't be plotting anything against us. So yeah, and he just started talking shit about them. So I was like, cool, plan is good. Yeah, whatever. That morning we go pick up this guy who tells us he's gonna take us to Monkeyface's house, and he does, and we take a picture and we send it to Monkeyface. He goes berserk. He starts talking all this shit about like how, you know, to never show up in this house again and shit like that, and he'll do anything to protect his life, he'll kill someone and all this other stuff. And we're just like, okay, cool, like we know you're not about that, so are you gonna pay us up or shut the fuck up? And he basically shut the fuck up, and he said that he was gonna pay us the 10 back, and we were just like, oh no, sweetie, like it's not gonna be 10 anymore, it's gonna be 100. And obviously he was shook. So then we started berating Dumble Ears again, and we told him that it was gonna be 100, and where was our money gonna be at? Because Monkeyface started lagging, so we was like, it's gonna fall on you until he starts answering, which was pretty fake, only because like we weren't really, at least for me, like I was just like, say it but don't mean it, because like I said, I kind of felt bad for him because I knew he really don't want to get involved. His answer clearly said that, because he was just like, oh yeah, no problem, you're just gonna have to give me time and I'll pay you, don't worry about it, like don't worry, and all this other bullshit. But Monkeyface wasn't as scared, I guess, because he was just like, I'm not a stupid little kid, like you're not gonna do me like that, whatever. So Imanu said to give him 60, and they agreed on 60, but in 3 weeks. So I was like, this dude has no type of money whatsoever, like we should just stop it right here. Like they're pretty scared enough, like you already showed him his house and everything. But whatever, they agreed to a week and 3 days, and that's when we were supposed to meet up. We were supposed to meet up yesterday, which is why I didn't want to do a story time earlier this week, because while I was talking about it, I just felt like there was no point if the story didn't have an ending. You know, we were gonna meet him up, and we had this big ass plan of how we were gonna go through it. But honestly, like the whole reason why it didn't go down was because like me, like I didn't want anything to happen over some dumb thing, because at the end of the day it was all pretty stupid and meaningless. Like yeah, we were mad that they could do some dumbass shit like that and really try to play us like that, but at the end of the day it was really just a gram, and they're really just a couple of nobodies doing nobody and being broke. So no. And also like Monkeyface kept saying that like X wanted to fight now, that he wanted to fight clean or whatever, and I just thought that was super shady, because it's like you had your opportunity where we wanted to meet you and everything, and you didn't want to. Like you literally were just like, you clicked to avoid the situation once you found out Imanu's age. So I was like, he's had like a week and some time to do whatever he wants to do and get whatever he wants to get, and I'm not about to like risk something major or something really bad happen over something this like superficial and dumb. No, super shady that all of a sudden that scrawny ass dude wanted to fight. That just doesn't add up. that just smells so fishy to me. And the fact that they were still friends after we told them, like obviously they were trying to put shit together, the both of them, so that just didn't seem like good to me. So I finally convinced him to just drop it, not to tell him anything, because we don't need the 60 bucks, neither him or I. Like, we're good. And I just, like I said, I don't want anything to happen that doesn't need to happen over something so stupid. So I wish I could have come to you guys and give you guys this juicy ass videos and stuff, but honestly, like, this is like my real life, and I'm not about to like subject myself into some real bullshit for YT. Like, that's just not gonna happen. That's basically it. Like, that's basically what happened. Like, and that's the only thing that's gonna happen, because I really don't want to see none of those people again in my life, and I don't want to ever be in a situation like that ever in my life. Yeah, like, I just don't know what to say now. Like, I'm just like, everything just calm down now. I hope you guys like the story, I guess, or whatever crazy shit happened to me. And don't be expecting story times at all, because this is probably the only craziest thing that's ever gonna happen to me in my life. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and thank you to everyone who subscribed to me so far. And hopefully you guys can add me on Snapchat, because that's where I post the most. I know you guys are all trying to follow me on Instagram, but like I've said before, I really don't post on my Instagram. I'm trying to be, and like by trying I mean like I tried yesterday. So I'm gonna be trying to post more there often, try to take a lot more cool pics of my makeup and shit, because usually I just Snapchat it, and I'll try to do more of that and stuff. And yeah, Instagram is babygirlchai, Snapchat is babygirlchai. And yeah, thank you for watching so much, and stay blessed. Don't do dumb shit. Definitely don't chase anyone with your car. And yeah, bye.